Hi everyone! I always have so much fun doing my little thing here in front of you guys to get it going. Okay. Okay, so I'm just looking at my glasses again. They always reflect. Okay, how's that? Yeah, but I can't read anything up there. Okay. All right, so we're going to start right away. We have our pot here with just a little bit of water in the bottom. We're going to get that going on high so that we can get it cooking faster. And so, forgot to get my other thing here going. Okay, so, oh God, the start of it is always so funny. But anyway, okay, back to business here. Let's focus. It's Monday morning, and that's probably why I'm not focused. So we're going to cut up an onion, and we're going to put together it's a carrot recipe. Hey, darling, good morning. Hi. So some of this, for some of you, might be a little bit of a repeat, but we're going to talk about other things as well. And so, yeah, so we're gonna have a fun Monday morning, and we're gonna start with onions. So starting with the onions, we're gonna do We're gonna do an onion carrot dish that's going to be cheesy but dairy free, and then we're also going to do a hi Jane, good morning, how are you? Then we're going to do like a buffalo wing potato dish. So those two things, and then we can talk about a few other things. I just finished getting home from gleaning, which is the volunteer, you go and you pick fruit for the owners that can't pick it or don't want the fruit on the tree to stop it from falling on the trees. And so we just did a bunch of plums. So we'll be doing something with plums again later this week. And I can see there are still little twigs in my hair from being up in the tree. So for those of you that are new, I usually cut my onion like this, score it this way, 3/4 through, and then score it this way. And I just find that I'm in the habit of doing that. And so it just helps it to slice into these cute little, the little chunks, little bits of onion. So, yeah, I always seem to be scattered on a Monday morning. La, la, la. So, okay, so onions are very anti-inflammatory. They're very good for you. They are antihistamine. They have antihistamine properties. And I'm telling you, I just keep getting bit over and over again, and I'm not really sure what the last thing was that bit me, but I really swelled up, like really swelled up. I've got little scratches from being in the plum tree, but I had a bite and it really swelled up, and so I did have came in the house and I had a little piece of onion and I rubbed that on it, and it really does work as an antihistamine. It's just super awesome for that. And so the other thing, of course, that I always try to carry with me is lavender oil. And the lavender oil is, it's so beneficial for so many things. If you aren't familiar, which I would be surprised if anybody wasn't, but if you're not familiar with lavender oil, it's essential oil, and it's one of the few essential oils that you can use directly on the skin. Most of the essential oils are very, they're too strong to be used on the skin, which is called NEAT, N-E-A-T. Hey Kate, hi, good morning. Nice to see you here. So yeah, so we're talking about antihistamines and bug bites, and so with the lavender oil, it works really, really good for, it works really, really good for bug bites. Like, it just takes that itching right away, and often it will remove the swelling as well. And so the lavender oil is an essential oil, and there aren't too many that you can use neat, which is straight up on the skin. sometimes people have used things like tea tree oil, but again, it's very, very strong. And so most essential oils, they are the purest form of the oil of the plant, and they are quite often usually distilled. So they're like super concentrated. And so you need to use a carrier oil. It's what they call a carrier oil. And that would be something that you would put your pure essential oil into to put it on the skin. So if you were using something like peppermint or eucalyptus or I don't know, any of the other ones like clove, cinnamon, oh my gosh, there's just so many. If you put them directly on the skin, they would burn. Oh, hi, hey Roberta, you're here this morning. Good morning. What we're doing is a carrot onion dish. It's going to be like a cheesy carrot casserole without the dairy and without the cheese. But it's going to taste cheesy. So we're doing that as well as a buffalo wing potato with no wings. We're not going to use real chicken wings, but we're going to have like a buffalo wing flavor, similar to the buffalo cauliflower. So, and then we're talking about essential oils, and that you need to have a carrier oil for most essential oils because they are very pure and very strong and should not be used directly on the skin because they will burn you. One of the things that I do that I've done often for years, and it works amazing, is, you know, when you think you're getting a cold and you're taking your vitamin C and all your stuff, and you're really quite, I'm just cutting the ends off these carrots. You're not quite feeling like that you're avoiding it, right? You're still feeling like, oh no, I hope I'm not sick tomorrow morning. So when you feel like that, what I do is I take a bath and I put about 5 or 6 drops of essential oil into the bathtub. So now if you want to know how well oils can burn your skin, put a bunch on the bathtub water and then sit in it. You'll know then exactly not to put essential oils directly on the skin. And so that will burn. So when I do that in the bathtub, I get into the bathtub first, and then I will usually use some sort of natural, either like an Epsom salts or a natural sea salt, or I have a couple of coconut oil mixes that I put in there. And so I'm putting something else on. I'm getting in the tub first, and I'm putting the drops of the eucalyptus oil away from my body, in the middle of the tub, so that it's not gonna, so it has room to disperse on the top of the water before coming into contact with my skin. And so, and when you drain the water from the tub, I have a fiberglass tub, some sort of fiberglass, I'm not sure what kind, but anyways, it's not porcelain. And when the water drains out of the tub, there are deep stains in the fiberglass of the tub, and they don't come out. They went right through the finish of the bathtub. So that's another reason that you don't want to use essential oils directly on the skin, because they do burn and they will go through surfaces, like they will go through fiberglass. So so personally for myself, I don't ingest any essential oils. I don't put them in water or food or teas or anything like that, because that's I can clearly see what they do to the skin and what they do to the fiberglass. So for me, I don't ingest essential oils for that reason. So anyways, that's just that. So there's lots of fantastic oils, and if you're going to put them on the body, like I say, use a carrier oil, and which would be like an almond oil, or you can use pretty much anything, not so much olive oil, but you could use a coconut oil or an almond oil or grapeseed oil or things like that. So, and you're going to add a few drops of the essential oil into your carrier oil and then put it on the skin. The main and best way often for the essential oils to be used is get these guys going here, is to inhale them. So your nose and your olfactory senses are so powerful, like way more than you would think. And so when you're smelling an oil, it just goes directly into all those, I don't know, for sure the professional terminology, but I'm going to say neurons, it goes right to the brain. Your sense of smell stimulates your memory, stimulates emotions, feelings, like everything. And so the smell is everything. So the essential oils like lavender is really known for calming, relaxing, helping you sleep, helping with headaches, lots of things like that. But there are so many essential oils, and then there's so many essential oil blends. So a lot of people have come up with different essential oil blends. There's lots of them out on the market for stress, for anxiety, for I always love it when things jump around under my table. For stress and anxiety, for all kinds of different healing. Like it can actually be useful for things like asthma. It can be obviously useful for antiviral. You can spray essential oils around your room. A lot of people are familiar with thieves oil, which is a blend. They call it thieves oil because, oh my gosh, it's an old story, hundreds of years ago, if not thousands, but of the, oh my gosh, I just realized it was kind of like during the plague. Oh my God, okay, yeah, so anyway, here we are again, and the thieves oil is what they used to not get sick during the plague, and it has the blend of the frankincense and myrrh and lavender and cloves, and there are very, very many variations. That's the word I'm looking for. There are many variations of the thieves oil, and it smells amazing, and it really does. It is very antiviral. So I have put together it's an antiviral spray. An antiviral spray, which is, basically alcohol and the thieves oil blend. And so I've been using that. I'm selling quite a bit of it because it smells amazing. And it's my own formula. Words seem to be escaping me today. Anyway, it's my own formula, my own blend of how I put the oils together. But I've been using that as a antiviral spray, and it works really, really well. What's very interesting is that I've used that blend for years and years and years because I used to travel a lot. I used to go all over, everywhere, and teach a lot of the classes and courses and things. And so I would spray the hotel rooms, and I would spray, I'd start right at the door, the door handle, the outside door handle, inside door handle, the light switches, the this, the that, the phone, the remote and everything, and lift up the sheets and under the sheets, and I would spray this essential oil blend everywhere when I traveled. Little did I know that I was going to be like doing that in a way more serious way. Now, but anyway, so the essential oils are super powerful for so many different things, and so I'm working on a couple blends for anxiety, and as a few people have asked for specific formulas for certain things, like just a couple things, just whatever those issues and anxieties are, and specific health problems that are causing a lot of anxiety. And so a lot of the blends do have specific health things that they help, specific health issues that they are specific for. And so I put together blends like that. But I encourage you to look into that. The health food store has quite a few different blends, essential oil blends. and Power 3 has blends. A lot of the different places do. Okay, so thieves oil, yeah. No, the thieves oil, you can use it in a couple different ways. You can inhale it, and it works really well as an antiviral. Or depending on the blend that you have, get one of those little, those little tiny spray bottles that you can stick in your purse and or your pocket or whatever, and put like 10 drops of that essential or the thieves oil blend. Typically, I used to put it in water because I was, going to hotel rooms and stuff, and I wasn't using it as a hand sanitizer. But if you're using it now, you need over 90% alcohol. So stick your 10, I don't know, depending on the bottle, you might even want to go 15 drops or so, because it's quite concentrated, or at least the one, I don't know which one you have, but generally they're pretty concentrated, and they should be concentrated. But anyway, you want to smell, strong. You don't want to just smell the alcohol, you want to smell the thieves oil. Let's put it that way. So put it in there, and then just spray it around, spray it on your door handles. I spray it as soon as I get back into the car, over the steering wheel, over everything I touch. I spray it over everywhere. And so it's super, Marcel's, I don't know, I'm not familiar with that brand or how concentrated it is, but what I can suggest is, put 10 drops in a little bottle of over 90% alcohol and spray it. And if you can really smell the thieves oil, then that's awesome. If it smells more like alcohol, then you probably haven't used enough, or it's not strong enough. I'm not really sure. So, but yeah, super, super important and vital to use these oils, because they have so many uses for all kinds of things. I mean, they're helpful for things like asthma, allergies. Certain ones can be helpful for arthritis, digestion, all kinds of things. So, so check that out. That's one of the herbal tips for today. And then we're going to move on to We're going to let that cook a bit. It's starting to make noise. So I don't want it to scorch. Just trying to get those carrots cooked. And so I did pre-cook these potatoes so that you guys didn't have to sit here and watch me boil water with potatoes in it. So I did the potatoes. So I do have still a little bit of water in there, and I don't want the water in there. Let's see. I do have a bowl here. So just try and drain this. And so so these are already cooked to, as close as you can get to tender firm. And so they're the fresh new. These are the fresh new little potatoes that I got at Naysgard's Farm Market, and they're really, really nice. So I'm just going to dump those guys in there. Grab a clean utensil. There we go. Okay, so this is like way too easy, you guys. Seriously, it's like, super easy things today, because I did go gleaning this morning, and so I was up in the plum tree with the group, and it's just such an awesome year for fruit. I just can't even express. It's so exciting. There are just so many plums and so many varieties. Oh my gosh, everything from little tiny grape plums to yellow, orange, purple. Oh my god, so many. So anyways, what I'm using here is the this is the Hellmann's Vegan-A's, or vegan. I'm not as crazy about it as I am the Vegan-A's, because I don't really like mayonnaise. Like, I just don't like the flavor. Never have. I mean, if you can hide it in a sandwich or something, then it's awesome. But it's not. It's just, I don't know. But this, if you do like mayonnaise or Miracle Whip or any of those, this tastes just like it. So it's very good. It's just, I like the Vegan-A's because the Vegan-A's has more of a lighter taste to me. It has a, almost, it's just more neutral. It's kind of like a sour cream. ish sort of flavor. You know, not quite as strong tasting as it just tastes quite as mayonnaise-y. That's just me, you know. Most people like mayonnaise, and so this is a very good product if you like mayonnaise. There you go. That's what I'm gonna stick with. Okay, getting in the clean spoon here. So I'm just going to grab some of this, and there's quite a few potatoes. I'm gonna say 3. Go like this. My intuitive cooking. 3 overly heaping. I think that's pretty good. 3 overly heaping tablespoons of your whatever you want to use that would be like a mayonnaise. And then we're going to use some of Frank's hot sauce. Super easy recipe. And this is going to be the tricky part because how many times did I shake that? I'm going to guess that's 2 tablespoons, maybe. And this is going to be the tricky part because I'm going to try and taste this and not poison myself so that I can't keep talking to you guys. Oh, we just love throwing things around here. We always do that. I get a little bit overexcited in my carrying on and sharing. So we're going to blend this up. This stuff does blend really well. It probably blends better than the Vegenaise, so that's one thing. It's very, very smooth, as you can see. Okay, so I'm used to it looking more orange because I like things pretty spicy, but I should try it just in case. So I'm gonna give it a little. I mean, my face isn't burning off yet, so I think we need more. Okay. Because I do like things spicy. So what we're trying to do is make this taste like chicken wings, hot chicken wings. Okay, so that's like 2 heaping tablespoons, I think. I don't think that was 3. I think maybe I didn't have 2 at the beginning. And so this is going to be a... Thank you. Thank you, Roberta. This is going to be like instead of a hot wings. And we've done this before with cauliflower. It's amazing. You put this all over cauliflower and then just bake it in the oven. And it's just really super, super awesome. So, new spoon. We're going to go with, have a look here. Well, it doesn't matter what size of spoon. I'm just going to take a little bit. It's funny, I think maybe because the mayonnaise has that, when you have something too hot, they say to drink milk, and it just flew out of my head why that works. One of you guys might know. That's the beauty of, so I'm going to say like 3 tablespoons. So I'm gonna go for a little more. 3 tablespoons. Yeah, so that's a nice thing about doing this Facebook Live is that we share information and it's so interactive and everyone comments. And so if there's something that I don't know, then you guys might know and you can share it for everybody who's joining us and or looking in or lurking in. We welcome you all. I'm a certified herbalist and I do natural health consulting, and I just do fast, easy 15-minute recipes that are healthy for the most part. And then we just do this Facebook Live where we hang out together and we share recipes. I am not a professional cook, and so I'm learning as well as you are when we do these, which is super awesome. And I have about 150 recipes or more, I don't know how many, on my Facebook page or on my YouTube. And so I encourage you to check that out. We're down to testing with the forks now. We're running out of clean silverware. Okay. I know, maybe this is mild. It's the original. All right, we're going to be up to 4 tablespoons. Oh my gosh, you guys. That's a good thing you don't mind hanging out. Okay, so here's the thing. I'll entertain you while I'm trying to get this right. Is cayenne is so healing and so cayenne is a circulatory herb, helps with circulation, it moves things around, it gets things going to where they need to go in the body, it opens up the blood vessels, opens up the capillaries, it helps with cold hands and feet, lack of circulation, it helps with headaches, helps with migraines, and if you are, and I've done this before, if I'm traveling, like I said, I have traveled a lot for teaching everywhere and being, you know, hotel rooms and restaurants and stuff like that, previous, of course. And so if you felt like you had a cold, or if I felt like I had a cold, and actually, I have to say, I would have probably figured this out on my own, but sometimes I don't figure things out on my own. And sometimes I'm just not that smart sometimes. But I was traveling with Stephen Horn, who's a friend of mine that he has been the past president of the American Herbalist Guild for years and years and years. Stephen Horn is absolutely like the amazing herbalist. Written, I can't even tell you how many books and how many everything. Like he's well known. Anyways, when we were traveling and we went to eat at the group thing for the breakfast, he was putting this in his tea, the Frank's hot sauce. I looked at him and I said, "Oh, you know, that's unusual. You're trying to increase your circulation, or all the things that I know about cayenne, right?" And he said he had a sore throat, and there was nothing else available. So, if there's nothing else available, the cayenne absolutely will help with the sore throat. It's kind of like gargling with salt, but it will open up and heal, and of course open sinuses. If you think you're getting a cold, of course it's going to open up sinuses. But anyways, yeah. So, and I don't think that he would mind me sharing that little story, but yeah. So if you are somewhere and you're feeling like you've got a cold coming on, or you need your sinuses opened up, the hot sauce will also facilitate opening up and clearing your sinuses, helping your sore throat. So cayenne is just the most amazing thing on the planet. And, oh good, okay, somebody's measuring, yay Jane! Okay, so it looks like 2 tablespoons of the Frank's hot sauce. Let's give it another try. Yeah, see, it's looking much oranger now. It's got a nice, you know, I can taste it now. It's got a little bit of a bite. But I'm going to add 1 more tablespoon. Okay, you guys can watch me do this all day long till I get it right. It's almost right. Actually, I'll only add half because I am making this for, I'm going to be sharing it with a friend of mine. And so when I'll be bringing it over to them. And so I don't want to burn their face off, so I'll just add a little bit more, right? Just because I like it super hot, and I can add more to mine after too. But I do want it to taste a little bit like hot wings, so I'm going to trust intuitively that's just right, because it was almost just right that last taste, and so this is going to be absolutely just right. And then if I want it super hot for our own selves, I will add more to my portion of this. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. Thank you, Jane. Somebody has to be writing down I need a person who wants to write down my recipes and keep track of measurements for me, because I'm just so not good at that. Okay, so we're just going to put that in there. And, you know, pretty much that's it. You can add, you know, salt and pepper and different things to it. Pepper is probably a good idea. Just, you know, in my mind, the pepper is a good idea because it as the little specks for, you know, for color and for visual appeal. Is that a word? Visual appeal. Oh, I'm being sloppy. Okay, so that's it. So you can serve this warm. Oh God, I made a mess. Okay, it's not going to be pretty right now, but I'll put it in a different dish. I just wanted to make sure I get it really mixed. And also, you know, I just can't see with glasses or without. And in order for me to see that, this is blurry. Oh God, okay. So, and that's the truth. Okay, so we are going to add some pepper to it. And it will look pretty when I put it in the other dish. Okay, so there we go. Okay. And don't try and sprinkle pepper while you're inhaling and talking. Okay, so that's that. We'll move this over here. We don't need that anymore. We can move this here. Which reminds me, we're going to do recipe tomorrow, maybe. With this here is, I'll tell you what that is tomorrow. But it's super cool, super easy, and it actually ends up tasting like pistachios. So, yes, so that is the thing. Let me make sure this doesn't fall down. All right, so our carrots are like seriously done. And what we're doing here is we're going to, yeah, they're done. We're still making sure the carrots are done well enough for the people that can't chew. And I'm telling you, it's a challenge getting old. Oh my God, I'm talking about not chewing. I chipped another tooth. So anyways, yeah, so that's why my carrots have to be soft this week. Okay, so the carrots, this is just onions and carrots, and we're going to add, kind of like make a little bit of a cheesy sauce. So what we're doing, we have a little bit of, we're going to add some almond, I've got almond and coconut milk, but this is just a little bit of tapioca starch. I prefer the tapioca starch because I think that we get way too much corn, and so I'm not really a fan of the cornstarch, and I prefer to use the tapioca. I think what I'm going to do, I need to make sure I have lots of silverware here. So you're just going to add a little bit of water with your tapioca, same as you would flour or cornstarch. You're going to add it to cold water, and then that's just going to thicken, to give it a little bit of a glaze. So I'm just going to let that sit for a minute and add some of the almond coconut milk. And Silk has changed their label, in case you guys didn't notice. I didn't even recognize it in the store. It used to be blue and white, and now it's purple and white. And I don't know. I think there are other colors too, depending on the flavors. So I'm just going to add a little bit of the milk here, and you can add whatever you want. If you want it to be very rich, you could add a like an actual coconut milk, a canned coconut milk, and that would make it really quite Thai or Indian tasting. You know, it would just have that coconut flavor, which is super awesome. So we could do that too. I'm not going to do that with this one, but if you wanted to make it a little bit more of that, you know, that Thai or Indian, the coconut milk in the can is sweeter, so it brings out, you know, just a richness. But if you didn't have a can of coconut milk, you could use this and a little bit of maple syrup, just to sweeten the milk just a tiny bit, not much, but just a tiny bit. And so so you could do that if you didn't have canned coconut milk. It doesn't have the same consistency because this is quite thin, but it would be close. So I'm adding the nutritional yeast to it, so that's going to give the cheesy flavor. Nutritional yeast has your B vitamins. It's specifically got like calcium and vitamin B3 and everything. And a lot of people that eat plant-based think that the vitamin or the nutritional yeast has B12. And it actually doesn't, unless it's been fortified. But because so many vegans use it for B12, most of the time it is fortified. So you can see this is bringing it with the B12, fortified with the B12. So you can see it's thickening already just because of the nutritional yeast. It's just such a fantastic thing to use, bringing in such a beautiful cheesy flavor. And I'm going to add more. Intuitively, I want it cheesy. So, yeah, so that's why I'm putting this in first before I add the tapioca starch, you know, just to see how thick this makes it, because this makes it a nice thickness too. So I probably won't need all of that. I'll probably use it for something else. The other thing, of course, I'm going to use a Celtic sea salt. A little bit of sea salt in there. I did not use any of the Celtic sea salt in the buffalo potatoes because that the veganese is already has, you know, I'm sure, I don't know how much sodium's in it, but I'm sure it's got more than what I normally use. Anyway, it doesn't need any salt. When I tasted it, it does not need salt. It is the perfect flavor, just the way it is. Okay, pepper too, yes, for sure. And the other thing, you know, when you're adding the black pepper, always makes me think of turmeric. And since we are working with an orange dish, the turmeric is going to, it's going to blend right in. Not that I would care if it turned everything orange, but it will turn everything orange if you're using it in a different recipe. I'm running out of utensils. So we're using this, and that would be like, oh gosh, get it on there. Okay. Like a quarter of a teaspoon. I don't want to add too much to this because the turmeric has, you know, just a little bit of a bitter flavor. And normally, typically, I wouldn't care. But again, this dish, I'm going to be sharing it with somebody else, so I don't want to scare them off my cooking. Sometimes it tastes just a little too healthy. So I've been told. Okay, so this is the Earth Island Parmesan. I love this stuff. Love it, love it, love it. It is so amazing. It sprinkles on just like a Parmesan. And it's just like totally awesome. I buy these in the 2s and 3s because I love it so much. And then this is the Daya. This particular one's pepper jack flavor. And it's really good. I'm not a huge fan of Daya because I don't know, I heard something about some sort of political something or other, but you know, it's been a really good product for melting really well, and I don't use it often or a lot, so I'm okay with it. Okay, so you can see that looks very cheesy, and you know what? I almost don't even need that tapioca, do I? I'm just going to add the tiniest bit, and then I'll put it back on here because when you're adding, and you guys know all this, I know you know this way more than I do, that when you're adding the tapioca or the cornstarch or the flour with the water, once it hits the heat is when it starts to get thick, right? So you want to get the heat on so that you can see how thick it's going to get. Otherwise, it can get like kind of gooey. So I'm just going to put just a little bit on to add like a glaze. And that wasn't even a quarter of a cup. And then you put it over the heat and then it starts to thicken and then you'll see what you've got. So I think that's about it, really. You know, it turned out beautiful with just the, almost without any tapioca. So there you go. Didn't really even need it. And we love doing things like that we don't really, we often change the plan halfway through. And yeah, wow, did I ever dirty up silverware here? Okay, that's awesome. I'm just waiting for this. And so, yes, we are, what did we talk about? Essential oils, right? Essential oils. So definitely check that out. I'm going to be putting together some blends, but also for anxiety, because I've been asked to do that, but also check it out for different things. The health food store has different blends, and different companies have different blends, and it's a great thing. Lavender oil specifically is a great thing to keep in your purse for bug bites. You know, I know that I had spoken about that early on, you know, before the summer started, for all the mosquito bites and stuff like that. Well, we still have several weeks left of summer to get bit. And so get a little bottle of lavender oil, stick it in your pocket. It's super, super handy. And like I said, it's very calming, soothing, and good for headaches and stuff. So yeah, so I'm just going to let that thicken up, and that's it. So yeah, thank you guys for coming and hanging out. We're going to do something different tomorrow. Yeah, so I really enjoyed sharing this morning with you and all the different hints. And so please do make comments and ask questions, and feel free to put in your requests for things that you want me to try, and we will go ahead and do that. Okay, we'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Have a good day.